We've been absolutely obsessed with this game lately, Darkest Dome, and honestly, I'm still processing whether that obsession is a good thing or a really expensive mistake.
Right? We got a copy of the original Darkest Doom and been playing it non-stop for the past few sessions. But here's the thing, there's a new Kickstarter campaign running right now with an exclusive expansion called Tainted, and we need to talk about whether you should actually back it or skip it entirely.
Because, spoiler alert, our feelings are complicated. This is one of those games where we had some absolutely epic moments, but also sessions where we questioned if the complexity justified the payoff.
Okay, so let me set the stage for what we've been playing. Darkest Doom is this dark fantasy competitive strategy game designed by Mario Zattini. Think 17th century Gothic Europe, but everyone's an anthropomorphic animal, which sounds weird, but totally works with the oppressive theme. The current Kickstarter is a reprint of the base game, plus an exclusive expansion called Tainted that's never been available at retail.
The pledge tiers range from €75 for just the expansion up to €210 for the legendary all-in. That includes both expansions, metal coins, dice towers, neoprene mats, organizers, plus a hardcover graphic novel and art book. October 2026 delivery, which we'll definitely circle back to because that's worth discussing.
We've played this at 2 players probably 6 or 7 times now, plus a couple of 3-player sessions. The box says 1.5 to 2.5 hours, and yeah, that's about right from our experience. You control one of 4 Guardian characters: Salad the Thief, Urian the Warrior, Ruano the Witch, or Tristram the Assassin, each with different starting stats across melee, health, witchcraft, and wisdom.
The game runs a maximum of 8 rounds, each split into dawn and nightfall phases. During dawn, you're moving around this modular map, completing quests, positioning yourself strategically. Then nightfall hits, and the board itself becomes your enemy. The Darkest Doom takes a turn, spawns creatures, creates dark pools on the map, dumps corruption tokens called dark filaments on buildings.
Yeah, that shift is wild. If 3 dark filaments pile up on every building, everyone loses instantly. Game over. Unless someone secretly become leader of the hunt, in which case they win and everyone else loses. That happened in our 3rd game, and it completely transformed what we were actually playing.
There are 4 totally different ways to win this game. Standard victory is surviving all 8 rounds with the most fame through daily achievements and citadel control. Freeing Mosh the Shadow Shaman requires collecting 3 sigil stone relics and surviving a trap check at the monolith. Purifying the High Priestess is a boss battle at Winter Mountain that gets harder every round because her attack strength scales with the round number. But Leader of the Hunt is the betrayal condition. Draw a specific creature, defeat it, then secretly corrupt every blood temple while everyone else tries to stop you.
Combat is way more layered than we expected going in. Player versus player starts with spell casting. Whoever has higher witchcraft goes first. You alternate casting spells that cost mana petals, then roll Crimson Fate dice equal to your melee stat. You can discard supply cards to modify results. Win, and you get 3 daily fame. Lose, and you lose 3 fame, get sent back to your starting temple, and take a penalty token.
Fighting creatures works differently. Each encounter draws fresh attack cards based on threat level. You don't carry damage between fights. Quests are fate rolls where you try to roll over or under your stat value. Success gives you a relic and increases that stat permanently. After playing this much, we've figured out the rhythm, and when it clicks, it genuinely feels strategic and tense.
Okay, let's talk about what actually works here, because there's genuinely a lot we loved about our sessions. First, those 4 victory conditions aren't just cosmetic. They create completely different strategic approaches and priorities. Standard victory rewards territorial control and consistent fame generation. Freeing Mosh is a relic collection race where you chase specific zones. Purifying the High Priestess is an escalating boss challenge that gets exponentially harder every round. But Leader of the Hunt, that's pure chaos and betrayal mechanics at their finest.
That game where you became leader of the hunt in round 4, remember? I had absolutely no idea what was happening. I thought you were aggressively fighting creatures for fame, but you were secretly corrupting buildings the whole time. By the time I realized, you'd already corrupted 2 citadels and a blood temple.
The look on your face was priceless. Leader of the Hunt creates incredible dramatic tension because you don't announce it publicly. You just start playing differently, and other players have to deduce what's happening and pivot from cooperation to stop this person immediately. Everyone becomes your enemy, instantly.
And what I loved during our playthroughs is how the systems interlock elegantly. Quest completion boosts your statistics. Higher statistics improve your combat effectiveness. Winning combats generates fame. Fame determines Citadel alliance control. Alliances give special actions and supply access. Meanwhile, the Darkest Doom track escalates pressure constantly every nightfall. Everything connects meaningfully.
Plus, the dawn and nightfall rhythm just works perfectly. During dawn, we're planning and positioning strategically. Then nightfall hits and the board goes hostile. Creatures spawn, corruption spreads, and suddenly we're scrambling to adapt. That tension between controlled strategy and chaotic reaction kept our sessions from feeling predictable or samey.
The production is genuinely solid. The Guardian miniatures have good detail for the anthropomorphic designs. The zone tiles are thick cardboard with clear markings. The card artwork maintains this consistent Gothic aesthetic throughout hundreds of cards. The Kickstarter promises linen-finished cards, sturdy miniatures, and if you're all in, metal coins instead of cardboard tokens.
The component volume is legitimately impressive. Base game includes 4 Guardians, 50 zone tiles, 320 cards across multiple decks, creature miniatures at different threat levels. Then Tainted adds 50 more tiles, 2 new Guardians, 160 additional cards, plus exclusive Mosh versions as Kickstarter exclusives.
What sealed the deal for us was discovering how genuinely replayable this actually is. Each Guardian has unique abilities. The modular map creates different configurations every game. Multiple decks with hundreds of cards create draw variability. Those 4 victory conditions mean we could pursue different goals each session without playing the same game twice.
That 3-player game where I went for standard victory, you raced to free Mosh, and our 3rd player attempted Purify the High Priestess, everyone had different priorities and barely interacted except geographically on the map. That was genuinely one of our best sessions.
Okay, but now we have to be honest about the frustrating stuff. Starting with the elephant in the room, this campaign has an October 2026 delivery estimate. That's 24 months for a reprint.
For a reprint. Darkest Doom launched years ago. The design is complete. Tooling exists. They've manufactured this before. Why does reprinting existing content with one expansion need 2 full years?
Right? For a completely new game with development needs, maybe 2 years makes sense. But for a reprint, the timeline is excessive. The campaign doesn't even properly address why it takes so long.
And here's what really bothers me. Tainted is the headline offering. It's the exclusive expansion justifying this entire campaign. 75 to 85 euros just for the expansion. And we have absolutely zero gameplay demonstration. Nothing.
Like nothing. No rules video, no playthrough, not even a prototype clip showing how the cooperative 2-player druid fairy control works. They describe it vaguely in text, but what does that actually mean in practice? We're being asked to drop 75 euros on expansion-only pledges with literally nothing shown beyond component lists and marketing description.
That's buying completely blind, and it makes me deeply uncomfortable. Our experience with the base game shows the mechanics can be complex in ways that aren't obvious until you play multiple sessions and discover interactions.
And the strategic depth question lingers. Are we experiencing genuine strategic variety or mechanical complexity that eventually reveals optimal paths? After 6 sessions, we're still exploring. After 30 sessions, would we still feel that freshness or would it calcify?
What bothers me is the pricing opacity. The campaign claims 300 euros in savings on the 210 euro all-in, implying 510 euros full value. Where do those numbers come from? Without transparent itemization, these savings percentages might be aggressive or made up.
And the hidden costs are brutal. That €210 pledge excludes VAT for EU backers, so add €45 for shipping, reaching €255. Now add 20% VAT, and you're at approximately €306 total.
That's a 46% increase over the advertised price. Yeah, the campaign discloses this in details many backers skip. You think you're paying €210, but you're actually paying over 300.
They do cover customs fees for major markets, which is genuinely helpful, but the sticker shock from VAT is still brutal. Also, the base game is 3 years old now. The competitive board game landscape shifted significantly since 2022. Does this design still hold up?
From our sessions, it feels competent and engaging, but we can't compare it to current releases because we haven't played them. The reprint suggests belief in staying power.
And the component specifications are weirdly vague. They say, thick cardboard, linen-finished cards, sturdy miniatures with best quality standards. But how thick? What GSM? What plastic material? Marketing adjectives instead of actual data.
We also don't know how this scales at 4 players. We've played mostly at 2. The sequential turn structure suggests downtime scales with player count. At 4 players, with 2.5 hours, you're waiting through multiple opponents' turns 8 times. That's substantial potential downtime we can't verify.
Yeah, we can't confirm whether interaction mechanisms sufficiently mitigate that downtime at 4 players because we haven't played it at that count yet.
So after all those sessions, where does this land for us? I'm sitting at about a 6.5 out of 10. The mechanical framework is solid. 4 victory conditions create different approaches. The interlocking systems work. The rhythm builds tension.
Yeah, I'm in the same range. Maybe a 7 on a good day when everything clicks perfectly. What dragged it down is the uncertainty. We've played the base game and can evaluate it, but Tainted is completely undemonstrated. We don't know if it integrates smoothly.
And the strategic depth question lingers. Are we experiencing genuine strategic variety or mechanical complexity that eventually reveals optimal paths? After 6 sessions, we're exploring. After 30, would we still feel freshness or would it calcify?
The October 2026 delivery, honestly, kills my enthusiasm. Waiting 2 years for a reprint while excellent strategy games are available now at retail, that's tough, especially factoring VAT and shipping.
For returning Darkest Doom owners who want Kickstarter exclusive Tainted, backing makes sense. You know you like the core, you're getting exclusive content. If you absorb the weight and costs, go for it.
But for new backers, I'm skipping. Too much uncertainty around Tainted, unverified strategic depth, substantial hidden costs, and a 2-year wait. Risk to reward doesn't favor it.
If gameplay footage emerges showing Tainted integration, I'd reconsider. But currently, the gap between promised and demonstrated is too wide.
Yeah, and if you're budget conscious, those hidden costs are brutal. You think you're paying €90, but with shipping and VAT, you're closer to 130. The legendary all-in costs over 300 for EU backers.
The campaign provides value if you're a completionist, but you need eyes open about real costs and timelines.
So if you're wondering if this is for you, this is perfect for heavy game enthusiasts who love complex competitive strategy with 2+ hour playtimes. If you're excited about multiple victory conditions racing against each other where different players pursue different paths simultaneously, that appeals to you here.
Think about your group. The game shines at 2 or 3. If your group is 4 or 5 and someone analyzes each decision, you'll wait a lot. Experienced gamers pick up mechanics by game 2, but beginners might struggle.
If you love dark fantasy with Gothic aesthetics and that everything is corrupting vibe, the theme delivery is solid. But if you want something lighter you can teach in 10 minutes, this isn't it.
If you're budget conscious and that 46% price increase hurts, there are excellent strategy games at retail right now. Root offers asymmetric competitive strategy. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion has dark fantasy cooperation. Bloodborne delivers Gothic competitive/cooperative. All retail available.
So here's the final word. We're keeping our friend's copy because when Darkest Doom clicks, it genuinely delivers tense strategy with dramatic moments. The betrayal, the escalating pressure, the victory races, memorable sessions.
But are we backing the Kickstarter? I'm skipping. The 2-year wait, undemonstrated Tainted, and real costs don't justify it when proven alternatives exist now. If you love the base game, back it. If you're new, explore retail first.
Fair enough. I might grab Tainted if our friend doesn't want it, but I'm not going all in. I'm glad we played this extensively before the campaign launched.
Totally. Thanks for hanging with us while we geeked out about 8 rounds of Gothic darkness and anthropomorphic betrayal. We're Board Game Critique, and we'll catch you in the next one.
See you next video.